We have strong emotional phases that we really need to understand and to accept. And these are not only related to the age, but also related to biology, to the chemicals in our body. The phase one of strong emotional phase, it starts when we are 6 months old until 2 years, 3 years. This is when kids, they start to make tantrums because they are learning about their emotions. They know now what feels good and what is not feeling good. This is a phase, and for those who are moms or who had the opportunity to be around kids at this age, you can relate to them and you can understand how emotional kids are in that age. And we describe them like this, right? Then another, it's adolescence. When we were teenagers, just go back there. And we were just emotions walking around the world. No? Everything was so dramatic. Everything was so intense. Of course, we were in this huge wave of emotions because our body was changing. And not only the body, we were leaving the nest and we needed to create our own personality. So imagine this little bird trying to fly away from the nest. It's a challenge because in the nest, maybe good or bad, but you are fed, you have a home, you have some people there taking care of you. And then you need to fly into something completely new. You need to create your own nest. You need to create your own life. So that's why it's a stage that it's full of emotions, because one part of us wants to stay there and to keep that nice nest, and another part wants to experience. This is why when we are teenagers, now in therapy, we understand that this is the stage of life that it's defining us a lot. Go there, go to teenager age to find out how was your experience. If you were able to express whatever you were feeling. Okay, I remember that I had these reactions like crazy, but I was contained to do them. So just go and look there. Phase three of strong emotional movement, of course, pregnancy and parenthood or motherhood. Life changing, everything that happens through this experience. Lots of fears, lots of questions, lots of beliefs and memories coming back to you of what you don't want to repeat, what you need to repeat. All that part, it's completely emotional because also you take the time to say, oh my goodness, what did I do to my parents? It's a very, very deep emotional moment. Menopause as well, of course. Hormones are really part of our lives, and we really need to take care of them because they can play a very strong role in ourselves. I really invite you to check your hormones in a regular basis, because sometimes we are working from a psychological or energetical perspective in ourselves, and it's just something chemical that it's not really working properly. So go and check yourself. Menopause, it's also a big changing moment because we have lots of beliefs around it. We have lots of fears, and we think that now we're dying, that we don't serve anymore, and that we are not going to enjoy, and we are not going to have physical pleasure, and lots of beliefs around it. Inform yourself and accept those emotions because you are experiencing that situation not only in your mind and in your life, but also in your chemical body. And of course, another strong emotional moment, it's when you have life-changing moments, no? Those big moments where life just turn around. Emotional stress comes from We have this ability to stress ourselves very easily. No? It's like we don't know how to get out of that stress with ease, but we know how easily we can get there in that stress. We want to control or we want to manipulate something. When we want to control not only something, but everything, we are stressing ourselves because we want to control the outcome, the reaction, and everything that will happen because we are afraid. We have emotional stress when we deny what we are feeling, what we are experiencing, when we are also denying our reality. We have emotional stress when we are in pain. It could be physical pain, emotional pain, a loss, a transformation, something that it's really, really hurting you. Immediately, and I don't need to say it to you because I know you know it, your physical body feels that pain, even if it's not physical, but we contract. And our neurological system, our nervous system, it's completely stressed and we cannot react. And we are not only experiencing that from the physical perspective, but in the whole system. Fear, again, it's something that stresses us. Judgment, when we are judging, and I am not talking about having your own opinions. I am talking when you are really judging yourself, how good or bad you are, or others, but with a judgmental attitude, more from the negative perspective. You are stressing yourself. When you feel rejected, when you're feeling that you are not belonging, then emotional stress, it's being activated. Abandonment, that's one of the first things that we have. It will be activated very easily. If this is one of your wounds, the abandonment or the rejection, everything will be related to that wound because everything will be there to show you the wound that you need to heal. Emotional stress comes from guilt and comes from our own beliefs, the beliefs that we have about ourselves, about the couple life, about money, about kids, about career. It's very easy for us to activate that emotional stress. And the common thing is that I don't allow myself to feel what I feel. We numb our emotions. I have no time for this. I need to run. I need to do this. I need to achieve this. I need to whatever. I don't have time to connect with my emotions. And then we pay the bill. Take the time. What emotional stress creates? The most common things: digestive problems, bloated belly, sleeping problems, of course. And this is something that I have been mentioning before. How do you want to sleep good if during the whole day you haven't noticed or you haven't accepted your emotional state? You have been holding yourself back from feeling what you need to feel. So you have been fighting the whole day. Of course, at night, when you are only with yourself, even if you are sleeping with someone by your side, you are only with yourself. It's night, it's dark. You are not going to sleep well because you have been stressing yourself because you don't want to feel, you don't want to experience and to allow that emotion to be felt. You are not going to sleep properly. Feeling stuck and we are experiencing this emotional stress, we feel that we cannot move from where we are. We are in this chaos and we cannot even think about it. We are experiencing our own negative energy. We don't need negative energy from the world. We are just generating that negativity by our own wonderful selves. we experience huge mood swings. And as I mentioned, maybe in the morning we wake up like very happy, and then in the afternoon, very, very low. And then again, if you are experiencing that and it's very strong, those mood swings, then again, check physically your body if it's the case of hormones, or if you really need help because maybe you are not finding the root of these swings. Excess. When we don't know how to deal with these emotions, when we are not accepting our true emotions, we can easily go into addictions. Addictions to work, to food, to alcohol, to whatever addiction is. If you know that you have an addiction, just check which is your emotional state when you are or drinking wine for an emotional thing, or eating more sugar, or smoking, or doing more sports. If it's an addiction, if it's something addictive, and if it's something that you are doing to avoid your emotions because you don't know how to cope with them, so check. Physical and mental tiredness. There's nothing more tiring than emotional stress because we are forcing ourselves to be in a place where we are not. Instead of taking care of my emotion, of how am I feeling today, I am completely putting that away. And that is very, very tiring. I don't want to feel bad. I just want to feel good. So I just push away that, no? And I am really forcing the door. And it's very tiring to keep forcing that door, not to feeling that emotion that I am need to accept. Emotional stress creates depression or anxiety. This is very typical because I deny, because I go into the past and I will activate my depression, or I go into the future and I will activate anxiety. And of course, nothing flows, or at least we feel that nothing flows. Who is the big enemy of our emotions? Well, there are a lot, but the main one, the one that is very typical in women, it's the guilt. Check your guilt level. The guilt is a feeling of remorse after something we did or we did not. Is the sense of not being a good person. Is feeling like a failure. And normally, this has been activated in our childhood. Because we mentioned abandonment, rejection, and all those wounds that we have been carrying on. Look at your level of guiltiness. We feel guilty about food. If we eat good, it's okay, no? But if we didn't eat good, we feel guilty. If we are successful, we feel guilty. If we have money, we feel guilty. If we don't have money, we feel guilty. If we do some sports, we feel guilty because we were maybe not working. So for sex, for wealth, for free time, for resting. Whenever I am telling someone you need to rest, it's like, no, I cannot. Why not? We need to accept that we need to rest. The world is not going to end if you rest. Your goals will be achieved if you rest, if you connect with yourself in order to check if you are going in the correct way. Don't feel guilty if you are resting. Don't feel guilty if you are enjoying something, whatever it is. I know that I was talking about the wine and smoking, but if you know that it's not an addiction, that if it's a pleasure, then enjoy it and don't punish yourself. Guilt is completely the opposite of pleasure. And the pleasure is a feeling of happiness or satisfaction. It's this state of being pleased, delighted, gratified. Let's say that you love carrot cakes, and that's your pleasure. But you're going to eat carrot cakes every day. At some point, you won't like carrot cakes. You won't enjoy it in the same way, because we really need to take it as a treasure, no? To use it and to experiencing as a treasure. Allow yourself to have these pleasure moments. And we need to have those pleasure moments every day, which is something that is pleasant to you. For me, I will say a cup of coffee in the morning. That it's my pleasure. It's my moment with myself, the smell of the coffee. It's something that I really, really enjoy and really activates pleasure in me. I don't feel guilty if I don't have my cup of coffee, but I am not feeling or activating that pleasure. So think about those little things that gives you a pleasure every day, because you deserve it. You deserve to experience and to activate pleasure. It could be walking in nature, it could be writing, it could be Reiki, it could be meditation, whatever. And don't feel guilty when you do it. Just take that guilty friend and say it, not now. Today, I don't need you. Because what we do, it's we do something, we enjoy it, but then we think that we need to pay it back. And typical experience with food. No, I enjoy this carrot cake. Oh, tomorrow I need to run 3 kilometers more. Why? Just enjoy it. No, and this is something. This is a thinking that it's coming very natural in ourselves. We are always trying to excuse ourselves from experiencing pleasure. Let's change that inner talk for our own emotional health. When does guilt start? It could start with sexual abuse, with emotional abuse, when we were neglected or rejected. When, as kids, our emotions were denied. Don't feel that. You don't have the right to feel that way. We have the right to feel whatever way we are feeling. That's our birthright. I can feel how I feel. Nobody can tell you that you cannot feel the way you feel, because that's you. That's coming from you. If you experience emotional manipulation, if you had a weak bond with parents as well, if you have a restricting normal movement, that's another thing. Remember those moments when our grandparents, or even before, they were not used to move and they were punished, just don't move and stay there, and you were not free from moving. When your physical body was keeping away from movement, you will feel guilty. And you know why? Because you don't connect with the body. So you feel immediately that your body doesn't deserve the movement, the flow, the pleasure. What was the message when you were a kid about pleasure? And I am not only talking about sexual pleasure. I am talking about any kind of pleasure. Moral severity as well. And alcoholic families, it's also another way to start with these problems of feeling guilty.